Hello, SQL lovers. Welcome to today's section. So in this section, we will dive into practical exercises that focus on the four most commonly used SQL joins: inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join. So these joins allow us to combine data from multiple tables based on a related column, making it easier to get insights from relational data sets. So each exercise has been carefully designed to reinforce your understanding of how joins work. So before we proceed, let's quickly recap the key join types. So we have inner join, and this return records with matching values in both tables. Then we have left join. So this return all records from the left table and matching records from the right table. Then we have right join. This returns all records from the right table and matching records from the left table. So we have full outer join. This returns all records when there is a match in either table, filling null for missing rows, okay? So by the end of this exercises, you have hands-on experience applying SQL joins to solve analytical problems. So let's get started. So these are the tables we'll be using. These tables were created just for this lesson, for the purpose of this lesson, all right? So we have our first table, that is our customers table. Then this contain information of our customers, right? So because it's just for this lesson, so I just made it simple, just the customer name, customer ID, right? And other foreign keys from the other tables. So we have our accounts table. So this contain the account ID and then the type of account and balance, all right? And also a foreign key. So we have the branches. This contains our branch information. Then we have transaction table. This contains transactions made by our customers, all right? So we'll be using these four tables just for the sake of this lesson, all right? So let's proceed. So the first question said, find all customers along with their account type and balances. Only customers only include customers who have accounts, right? So some in some cases there are some of products you'll be offering and you have customers but they don't actually have accounts with you, all right? So that's what this question is saying, that we have customers, some of them don't have accounts, but this information, we only want customers that have accounts with us. All right. So if you look at the question, you already know the tables we're going to use. Okay. So because we have our customers table and we have accounts table that also contain type of account and then account type and balances. So this already tell is already telling us that the table we want is customers table and account table, all right? So then we'll now focus on what type of join should we use, all right? So if you look at this, we're going to use inner join. So a reason for that is that we only want customers, right, who have account. So in our customers table, get us customers, then match it, get us information from accounts where they are matching, all right? So for us to solve this, we're going to use inner join. Okay, so let's work on this. So select, so we are told the information. Okay, let me be pasting the question here so that Control Z. Let me be pasting the question here so that we get it. Sorry. Let's Control C. So that we'll be looking at it while solving them, all right? So let's proceed. So select. So we want their account type. Let's just put customer name so that we'll be able to see it. Customer name. Then we want account type, and then we have want balance. So these are the information we want on our select list. So then the tables we need. So we need from customers table, our customers table. So alias it, let's alias it as A. Then inner join, because we want only the matching row, inner join. We join it with accounts. Sorry, we join it with our account table. Account J. We alias it as B. All right. So alias is very important because if not, we might have to be calling on the table name anytime we want to reference the table, right? So what are you joining on? So we can look at the table again. So we can look at the customer table again because what we are to join on is very important so that we'll make sure that the result we are getting is valid, okay? So if you look at this now, we have customer ID in this table. That's the primary key in this table, customer ID. So let's check the account and see. So this will enable us to make sure we are joining on the on the main column. So we also have customer ID. So then we also have customer ID here. So that's where we're going to join. So let's see, we have customer ID. Okay, we have account ID. Let's see if we have account ID here. Let's see. Okay, we also have account ID. So let's join on account ID since we have account ID both. So we always mention the table since we already alias it. So A dot account ID equals to B dot account ID. Okay. So this just solve our question. All right. So let's look at the result. So it's going to get us only customers that have account with us and exclude every other person that don't have account with us. Even if you're our customer but you don't have an existing account, it's going to exclude it. All right. So this is lagging a bit. Let's wait on it and see. Let's look a bit. Let's see. So while we wait for the result to load, let's also look at our second question. All right. So the second question says list all customers and include their branch details. Ensure customers without a branch still appear in the result. All right. So this is our result for the first question. So look at this now. We have our customers, right? So this account type and their balance, just like the question says. So these are only giving us customers that have accounts. If you look at it, they have their account type, meaning that they have accounts. Because if they don't have accounts and maybe we use like left join, then in the account type column, it will be null. So, but this is telling us that we only use customers that have matching data, right, with our customer table. So this solves our question. So then the number two question says, list all customers and include their branch details. Ensure customers without a branch still appear in the result. All right. So we're going to list all our customers and include their branch details. So ensure customers without a branch still appear in the result. So what this means is that we need our customers table and we need our branch table, right? So we want all the customers we have and their branch. So even if the customer don't have a branch, we also want it to appear. So this is telling us that we're going to use, if you look at the question, it's already left join because we want everything from our customers table, right? So this is telling us we're going to use left join. Okay. So let's proceed to solve the question. Okay. So let's comment it out. Let's comment it out. So because we are not told to select anything, we just, okay, list all our customers and their branch details. Okay, so just customers and branch. Select, we can also use customer ID if you want. Customer ID. Then customer name. And then we want the branch detail. So let's say branch ID. branch name. So these are the branch details that we'll be needing, okay? So from which table? From our customers table, because that's the table. We want everything from that table, our customers table. So we're going to alias it as A. Then we'll left join it with the branch table so that we'll get branch information because we don't have branch information on our customer table. Left join branch. So we alias it as B. You can alias as anything, right? So I just normally use A and B. Okay, so we're going to join on, we can join on branch ID, all right? Let's join A dot branch ID equals to B dot branch ID. So we're going to get all the customers with their branch details, all the branch information on the customers. That's the output we're going to get. So let's wait a bit for the result to come up, okay? While waiting, let me copy the next question. That's question number 3. Okay. Sorry, ambiguous column name. So this is what we talked about the other time. So when we're giving out, when we are telling SQL the information we want, we'll always remember to give the table we want the information from, because this customer ID, we have it on our branch table, we have it on our customer table also. So we want this branch ID from our A table, and then we want this one from our B table because we also have it in our A table, right? So always remember to alias it, as is very important. All right. So then look at our result right now. So you see, so we want the list of all our customers. So these are all the customers we have, 8 customers. All right. So, but this, we want their branch details. So look at the branch details here. So, but this is not having, NECA is not having any branch or branch information, but the result is still outputted, right? Because we are doing left join, sorry. So because we use left join, so it means it must come out from our customer table. All right, then matching row from the left from our branch table. So this solve our question number 2. Okay, so let's solve our question number 3. So the question number 3 says, find all branches and include customer details for each branch. Include customer details for each branch. All right, ensure branches without customers are included. So we want to make sure that even branches that don't have customers, they're also included. So what is telling us is that we need our branch table and we need our customer table. So, and in this now, the branch table, we want everything there. So we're going to use right join to get everything from the branch. All right. So let's get that. So what are we selecting? Select customers detail for each branch. Find all branches and include customer details for each branch. Okay, so let's just do A, because whenever, no, we don't need everything from A. So let's just do customer name again. Branch name. Let's just do this 2. So we don't have any of this in either of the table. So no need to alias them. The system already know that customer table is from customer name is from customer table, and branch name is from branch table. So, but had it been we are including something that is in the both table, that's when we'll be needing to alias our column, right? So we want customer from our customer table. customer J as our A table. Then right join, right? Right join our branch table. So if you swap the table, you can use left join, right? Branch J as our B table. On. We still join them on A dot branch ID equals to B dot branch ID. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, our table name is not correct. So that's why we got that error. Invalid object. So we didn't add X branch. Okay. So you see, it's very important you look out for the table name properly. So instead of branches, I used branch. That's why you didn't output any information for me. All right. So it's also very important you know how to read your errors so that you will know how you're troubleshooting. Okay. So look at this now. So we have, let's increase this. Okay. So we have all our customers. We have 8 customers and then branches. So if you watch now, you will see that this customer, we have 2 customers from this particular branch. All right. So what it means is that we have everything from our customer table and matching, all right, and matching data from our branch table. Sorry, let me see this again. Let's look at the question. Ensure branches with that customers are included. Let's see. Ensure branches without customers are included. Okay. Yes, so that's right join we have to use. Okay. So this solve our question number 3. All right. So because once we do right join, what it means is that all the branches we have is going to output, then we get the customers that have account. All right. So if we output all the branches, so it means that all our customers we outputted, that they have their branches assigned to them. All right. So that's why we are having this result. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we have 6 branches. All right. So let's look at question number 4. So question number 4 says, create a list of all transactions and include customer details. Show transactions without a customer and customers without a transaction. So look at the question. So we need our transaction table and we need our customer table. So, and we want everything. We want all the customers and we want all the transactions. So we want customers without a transaction and we want transactions without customers. Did you get the question now? So what it means is that we want everything from both tables. All right. So this leaves us with full outer join. We want everything. All right. That's what the question is saying. So even if the customer don't have transaction, we want it. Even if the transaction don't have a customer, we want it, which we know that transaction must have a customer. But for the purpose of this lesson, all right, that's why we compose it like this so that we actually get to use full outer join. All right. So we want list of all transactions and include customers details. So let's just include just customer name. All right. Customer name. You can also put transaction ID if you want. So let's just use customer name. You can put amount. Since we are looking for transaction detail, we can put transaction type. Sorry, what am I typing? Select customer name, transaction type. type. Then we can look at the amount. It's just the transaction details that we want. We can look at the amount. So we can look at city if we want. Okay. So from our transaction table, alias state as A, full outer join, outer join to our customer table, customers J. On what are we joining on? So let's join on. So we have our account ID, all right, for transaction that don't have accounts, okay? So let's join on A dot account ID, sorry, account ID. So it's very important you know the table, the columns in the table you're working with. This will enable you to know what you're joining on. So always look at the table you're working with, okay? So let's run this. Okay, it happened again. So multiple identifier, okay. So see, we did not alias this particular table. Okay. So because we are doing full outer join, so it's going to get us everything from our customer table and everything from our transaction tables. All right, we want to see that. So if you look at this now, so there are some customers that don't have transaction. All right, so it's also bringing them out. And then there are some transactions that don't have customers, right? It's also bringing them out. That's why we have null. So full outer join will always replace missing values with null. All right. Once there is no matching value, so these are the only ones that are matching. If we do inner join, what we're going to get is this to this. If we do inner join on this table, we'll get 1 to 6. So, but because we are doing full outer join, so it's going to get us everything from the both table, right? So that's why we're having no values, okay? So this solves our question number 4. So let's look at our question number 5. So question number 5 says, sorry, it says, display all customers, their accounts, and branch locations. Include customers who don't have account. All right, who don't have accounts or branches. So this is telling us that we need our customer table, we need our branch table, and then we also need our account table. All right. So we're going to use not only one type of joint, like we're going to combine joints, because if you have 3, you can combine as many tables as you want. So if you have 5 tables, you can join. So looking at this question now, we're going to join 3 tables. All right. So you can combine as many tables as you want. Okay. So let's select customer name. You can start with ID. So any information you want to see, you can output them. All right. So I'm just starting with customer name to avoid us aliasing the column. All right. So start with customer name. So city. The city will also look at the table the city is from to enable us alias it. Then account type is from our account table. So when we join the table, we can now look at it. Account type. Then we have let's look at balance. Let's look at branch name. Branch name. Let's look at location. Okay. Okay, so let's know the table we're working with. So first of all, we look at our customer table because we want everything from our customer table. Okay, from customers J, we'll use it as A. We left join our account table, accounts J. We'll use it as B. What are we joining on? So we joined before on account ID, right? So A dot account ID equals to B dot account ID. So because from the question, we need three tables. We also need branch information. So we have to join on branch to your right. So also left join branch. We earlier see it as C. What are we joining with? So we're going to join on branch ID. So we're joining on branch ID on cross to. So regarding the table, the when you're writing your own, like the column you want to join on, so it doesn't matter. We can also like you can also do B dot branch ID or C dot branch ID, right? So it really doesn't matter which comes first. So our customer name is coming from our A table. Then the city, I think the city is coming from our customer table also. We'll check that out when we run the query. Then account type is coming from our account table, that's B table. Then the balance, oh, I didn't do that well. Balance is coming from our account table, that's B table. Then the branch name is coming from our C table. Then the location, I think we only have one location, that's in a branch, right? That's our C table. Okay. So I think these are the informations we actually need to solve this. Okay. Okay, so this will give us the answers we are looking for, right? So this help us to get all our customers, right? All the customers, whether they have account or not. So these are all the customers. That's why we use left join. So these are all the customers and these are their city. So some of our customers don't have account with us and that's why we're having null here. Okay. So this solve our question. So you see, you can combine multiple tables together. So you don't have to only use two tables. Okay, so you can use as many tables as you want, depending on the information. So if you want information from different tables, you have to join all of them together to be able to get those information. All right, so we join this because we need branch information, we need customer information, and we need account information. This makes it three tables that we needed to get this question solved. All right, so let's move on to the next question. So the next question, let me expand this a bit. Okay, so the next question says, list all transactions. List all transactions where the amount exceed 1,000 along with the customer name and account type. List all transactions. So this is telling you need transaction table, right? Transactions where the amount exceed 1,000 along with the customer name and account type. So we need transaction table, we need account table because that's where our account type is. And then what other table do we need? We need the customer table, transaction table, and account table. All right. So only where the amount exceed 1,000, that's what we need. Okay? Okay, so when we get the transaction, we're going to filter to give us only those that have 1,000 and above. Okay? So let's select customer name. I just want it to be simple. You can select all the records. You can select anything you want, all right? You can select transaction ID, customer ID. You can select all those, even transaction date. So, but we just make it simple. Amount, account type, account type. So let's just do with this. Account type from. So we're going to select from transaction since we want all transaction, list all transactions. So when you list all of them, you now get the matching values. All right. So this means we are going to use inner join, okay, to get the transaction and their matching records. Okay. Okay. So along with their name and account ID. So if you get all the transaction, then you get their name and customer. Sorry, you get their account type and the customer name. Okay. So let me look at this again along with the list all transactions. Okay. So list all transaction, we use left join, sorry, from transaction table. So this will give us all the transactions that happened. A, left join, our accounts, our account table. We give it B on. What are we joining on? We join on A dot account ID equals to B dot account ID. So this will give us the transactions and the matching details from accounts table. So we also need our customer information, right? That's where we're going to get our customer name. All right. We give it C. We're going to join it on, can do customer ID. Sorry, A dot. So let's run first and see. Invalid column name, customer ID. So A dot customer ID. Oh, sorry. We don't have a customer ID on the transaction table. So where we are having customer IDs on the account table. So we're joining on B dot customer ID equals to C dot customer ID. So because of time, I don't want to keep checking the table. But once it's real life work, you have to check the table to make sure the column you're joining. The system will prompt it if you're not joining on the right table, just like it did now. All right. So these are all the transactions. So sorry, I think this second one should be inner join so that we only have all the transactions and their details. We don't want to get those that don't have details, all right? So we just need all the transactions. So you see, you need to look at the question to enable you know the type of join you want. Because if I do left join, it means we're going to also get null values, all right? So the left join will give us the list of transactions. That's why we're having the amounts here, all right? So this one is coming from our cost account table, or sorry, this is coming from our customer table. This one is coming from our transaction table, and this is coming from our account table. All right. So I use inner join so that I will exclude the null value that is coming out when I did I use left join on the account table and the customer table. All right. So let's look at the next question. That's question number 6. Find all customers that have associated with, sorry, I think, find all customers that, find all accounts that have not been associated with a customer. Display the account type and balance. Okay, let's see. The account type and balance. Okay, so looking at the question, we need our account table to get all the accounts, all right, that have not been associated with a customer, all right. So the accounts that don't have customers, right, then display, because I say it is for the purpose of this lesson, because definitely if you have an account, then you are a customer, okay? So display the account type and the balance. So it means any in our account table, right? All the information that are not having customers, customer information, all right? So we want to see the account type and the balance. Just like the previous one we did, we can see that some transactions don't have customers or account associated with them. So that's what we want to do here now, okay? So we're going to use the two tables, our account table and customer table, so that we know the one that are not associated with customers, with account. So let's select account ID. Then we select account type and the balance. That's what we are working towards. These are the information we need to get. Then from account, accounts, we give it, we alias our table as A, left join, because we want to see all the customers, all right, left join, that are not associated with any account. Left join our customers table, J, we alias it as B, on A dot customer ID. Both tables are having customer ID, okay? Equals to B dot customer ID. Oh, really? This question number 7, we didn't add where, sorry, we did not add where the balance is. So this question, we did not finish solving them. Where the transaction amount is 1,000. So let's quickly add that. Yeah, I skipped that part. It just crossed my mind right now. So this is the question. We didn't filter for where it exceed 1,000. And that's part of the question, and it's important we solve it. All right. So I'm glad I remembered now. So it's just we already um had a lesson on how to filter. That's all. So it's just where amount is greater than 1,000. That's all. Is greater than 1,000. That's what the question says. Exceed 1,000. So it's not equal to or greater. Once it exceeds it, that's what we need. Oh, really? So we only actually have one customer that is transaction exceed 1,000. All right. So this is for the question number 6. When we did not filter our data. We had up to 6 records. But now that we filtered, we're only having one. So it means all our customers are actually doing less transaction. There is only one person that did transaction that is more than 1,000 naira. All right. So it's just to complete that. So then this number 7, let's complete it. So let's display the account type and the balance. Find all accounts. Let me read the question again. Find all accounts that have not been associated with a customer. Display the account type and balance. Okay. So we also have to filter because we don't want the ones, if we leave it like this, it's going to give us all the results. All right. So we also need to filter our data. So because we just want the ones that are not associated with any customer, right? So we'll now do where customer ID is null, all right? So what this is going to do now is going to look at our customer table. So once there is no customer ID, it's going to give us the result, okay? Sorry, ambiguous column name, account ID. So which column do we want this account ID from? Let's use our account table. That's our table A. So ambiguous column name, it means you did not mention the table you want, and probably there are other tables with that information, all right, with the same column name. So we need to know the table we are getting the information from, all right? So for us to check this now, so these are the cost accounts, all right, that are not associated with any customer. So if we output customer name, you will see that there is no customer registered for this. So let's put customer name so that we'll look at this, so that you will see that our result is actually right. There are no customers associated with this account. Because of our filter condition, it's only giving us the C. So we don't have any customers that are associated with this account. So that's where the work of this filter. So we just want to see them, all right? So with this customer name, you will see that we actually don't have any name associated. So there are no customers for their account, which I said is actually not possible. For the purpose of this lesson, that's why we actually draft this question, all right? And the table I created, I make provision for all this, all right? So this takes us to question number 8. Question number 8. Question number 8. So, question number 8 says, create a list of all branches and their associated customers. Include a column to indicate whether the branch or customer is missing. So whenever you should include a column, right? So it means you have to use case statement because we need to add a column. So if a customer is missing, it's going to tell us, oh, the customer is missing. If branch is missing, it's going to tell us that branch is missing. So that's what this include a column to indicate. So this is telling us we need a case statement in our in solving our problem. Then we need a branch table. We need a customer table. Yes, these are the two tables we actually need to solve this, all right? So let's solve this. So let's select. So let's just select branch name. No, let's select customer name first. Customer name, branch name. Let's just make it simple, all right? Let's just leave this two since we have a case statement to write. Case Case when, okay. So we use two tables. We use a customer table and we use a branch table. All right. So let's do a customer table when branch ID is equals to, sorry, let me use capital letter is null. Then if branch ID is null, so just write for us, just tell us that branch is missing, all right? Branch is missing. So let's type this. Sorry, this is lagging. Sorry, it's lagging. Then when see customer ID, let's just is null. Then tell us. So if this customer ID that is null, tell us that customer is missing. Okay. I actually made this bold so that you can see it. Else, capital letter, else. Then both of them are present. Then we end our statement. And as status. Okay, so let's give this A dot, let's give this B, since we're having two tables only. So from which table are we selecting this from? We want from our customer table, customer J, that's our B table. Because I already give it B here, let's just continue with B, all right? Because I normally want my first table to be A, okay? So that I don't get confused along the line. Sorry, we'll use full outer because you want all the information. That's why we are using full outer join. You want all the branch customers and all the branch information so that we know which and which is branches. J, give it my A table on A dot branch ID equals to B dot branch ID. Okay, so let's look at our what we've written. So select customer name, branch name, okay? We put comma here. Case when A the branch ID is null, then branch is missing. When B the customer ID is null, then customer is missing. Something is wrong with this thing. That's why it's marked. So it's from our customer table. That's our B table. Let's branch ID. Okay. Branch ID, is the branch ID. I think there's something, okay, customers. So once you did not spell the table correctly, it's going to affect what you're getting. You see, all the red on the line are gone. Because of that, just one particular table I didn't spell well. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay. So these are the results. We want everything from our customer table and we want everything from our branch table. That's why we use the full attachment in the first place. And then whenever there's no branch, we use case statement to know when there is no branch. We see this is branch is missing. On this, we have both present. We have the customer name, we have the customer information, we have the branch information. And then this branch is missing, meaning we have customer information, but there's no branch information. So that's why we use the full outer join so that we know the ones that are missing and the ones that are there. So we have all the customer and then this, there's no branch for Nekais and there's no branch for Taiwo Ujo. So this solve our question number 8. Okay, so let's look at the next one. That's question number 9. Show the total balance. Show the total balance of all accounts for each branch, include branches without accounts. Show the total balance of all accounts, include branches without accounts. So we're working with two tables, accounts and branch table, account table and branch table. So always, when you look at the question, always try to know which table you're going to use. All right. So, and when you also look at this, for you to be able to get account for each branch, it means you have to group it by branches. So this grouping will add all the accounts under the branch and group them together, all the customer balance in that branch and group them together. All right. So let's select, what are we selecting? Let's just use a branch name. Let's just use branch name and branch ID, branch ID. So because we are working with total balance, all right? So we have to aggregate our data, all right? So we'll sum the balance as, let me now put us as total. We've already done aggregation, all right? So you can make reference to the previous lesson we had on this. So this will give us everything we want to select. So we want to select from our account table because we want to know all the balances in all accounts and group it by branches. All right. So accounts J as our A table, right join. All the capital letter, all the information in the branch table in the accounts table. Then we get matching row from the branches. Branches J, give it our B table. So we want to join it on A dot branch ID. Branch ID equals to B dot branch ID. Remember, if you run it like this, it will not give you a meaningful result because we want like branch level. So that's why you have to group it. All right, so grouping it will enable you to get the exact thing you're looking out for, right? So our branch table, B dot, that's where we need this branch ID from. Group by B dot branch ID. So whenever there's aggregation, you might have to put everything here in the group by, okay? branch name. Because if I did not group it by, if this is not here, if I run, it will still ask me, if I run from here to here now, the query will still ask me to group by. You see, it's invalid. Look at the output. It's not valid in the select statement as it's not contained in either an aggregate function. So definitely, if I did not include it and run the query, it will still ask me that I should group it. All right, bravo. So we have 6 branches. And when you look at this now, so we've already grouped. So it means that this branch is having total. It has already summed our data for us. All the balances, it has already summed it for us and now group it by branches. Okay. So with this, you can know the branch that have more cash with them. So you see. So this solves our question number 9. So this question number 10. It's just like a bonus question. It's just like we're going to use self-join for comparison. All right. So we're going to use the self-join for comparison. So this just said, find all pairs of customers who are in the same city. So we want to know customers, all pairs. So what it means is that you can tell me that this person and this person is in this city. It's just like grouping it by city, but these are in pairs, right? So pairs mean two. You tell me that Obi and Ada are in Lagos. That's what this question is asking us to do. And for us to do this, we have to use self-join, like joining it on the same table. That's what self-join basically do. So like using the same table on the same table, right? So that's what this question number 10 asks us to do. So let's select customer name. So from our A table, because we're using the same table, so it doesn't really matter which comes first. So customer name. So we have to alias so that we know which is which. That's customer one. Customer one. So we'll now do this again. Let's bring it down. So, but this, we're selecting it on the same table, but we're going to alias it as a customer, as our B table. Then we select their city so that we know the city they are in. All right. So we're selecting from customers table. So we are joining on the same table. That's self-join. All right. So we name this as A table, inner join, because we want pairs, all right, of customers who are in the same city. So if you give us a customer, give us the city that the customer is in. All right. So we join on the same customer table. This is self-join. Okay, we're joining it on the same table. So we join, we give this B table, and we also, we can also filter on from our tables. All right. So we do A1 dot customer ID. Sorry, A dot customer ID equals to, is not a, okay, is not equals to B dot customer ID. So what this will just do, all right, is just to help us to make sure that our data does not contain the same customer, right? Because it might tell you that it might duplicate the customer ID. So this will just tell us, this will help us to make sure that it's not duplicated and any customer we are getting is unique. So because we are joining on the same table, that's why we are specifying this, right? Where A dot customer ID is not B dot customer ID. Because it's on the same table, that's why I actually added this particular clause, all right? So let's see if we joined well. Let's see. Incorrect syntax near and so whenever I'm having something like this, I already know that my table is not joined well when I'm having something like this. So let's see what the issue is. So incorrect syntax near this. Oh, really? Sorry. I used mouse to mention it without joining. So we didn't join. So this is just to fit on our table. All right. So I didn't join on anything. That's why it's not, it's telling me that there's error here. All right. So we have to join. So because we want where the cities are matching, all right? City equals to B dot city. You see, the red underline is gone. Ambiguous column name. Oh, okay. So this ambiguous column name always happen when you did not specify. So because the two table we are joining on is the same, and then we need to alias this particular column to know where it's going to get it from us. So it doesn't matter if I add A or B. What matters is that system will always tell you to alias it since both tables are having the same thing. All right. So when you look at this now, you will see Adiola and Sani from Lagos. Both of them are from Lagos because the question says in pair. And we don't want this filter here now is for it not to tell us that Adiola and Adiola are from Lagos, right? And Neck and Neck are from Lagos. So that's why we added it here, all right? So if you look at this now, so it just group our data, all right? It's giving us all the customers that are in Lagos and those that are in other states, okay? So this will bring us to the end of the lesson today. We finished solving the 10 exercises that's regarding joints, okay? So by working through these practical scenarios, we've strengthened our understanding of how to combine and analyze data from multiple tables using inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join, all right? So these joins type are essential for solving real-world data problems. So please practice to enable you to master. We'll see again in our next lesson. Thank you for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.